And ladies, good evening. I am Styrofoam Ralph. This is Cups and the gang live from the motherfucking hot box. You know I got the gang with me. Bleed blue for the shoe. Nap Nation 4-1. What it do? My dog Jay Lethal representing live in the motherfucking building. And you know I got my dog Hat Nation Roomy Row representing live. You already know, fellas, we've had an exhilarating slate of football games today. Do we want to just go around and just share any thoughts? It don't got to be about any particular team, just the first thing that jumps out at you.
The refs are blowing the games. My take.
Mm. Why you
I
say
definitely
that?
see that. It definitely was a few games.
Shit. Damn. The refs trying to kill me, bro. See, look, I'm talking shit. Nah, but yeah, the refs just be blowing games, bro. They be making some questionable calls that don't need to be questioned.
What? Give me an example.
Give me a
They're dying.
Yo, hello. Damn, my nigga done went incapacitated. All right, so look, the first thing that jumped out to me today. Yeah, nigga hit the cush in the coma. The first thing that jumped out to me today was shouts out to American football player Cam Ward, the number one overall pick. He got his first W of his career, the Titans' first W of the season. Congratulations, Cameron Ward. But I also want to say it's bow time. I know a lot of people been pushing back on that. I'm gonna keep telling you though, that clock gonna ring at least twice a day. Telling you, it's bow time.
Winning the Philly, being undefeated team. As far as beating the
Saints got their first win. Yep.
against the Giants.
Saints got their first win. Absolutely.
Probably the most shocking probably was outside of the beating the Eagles. Definitely probably to some people, but then some people definitely had the probably had the because Eagles haven't been looking that great, even though they've been they never had their problem. It's just been getting by. So it was only a matter where a team was going to catch up. And Taz, you don't need to score. And now by Sean Payne to go for two, to put them up 18-17, and then from there, the clock and go from there. The clock and go from there. But like I said, shout out to the Camps. Like, come on, man. You at home. You let the rookie quarterback come. Like, that let the
walk them
Titans
down.
16 unanswered points. And that's can't happen. From the Cardinals' point, if I was the Cardinals fan, I'd be pissed off.
Yeah,
That
and then
definitely
especially
can't
dude
happen.
who pulled the Adonai Mitchell from last week, bro. He was supposed to be running into the end zone. He dropped.
Yeah,
That shit
you're
gave
right.
the Titans
So,
new life.
Exactly. Gave him new life, and trying to think, what was another surprise one this week? I think that was pretty much I seen coming. I mean, yeah, some people might not have seen the Texans blowing out the Ravens like that, but I mean, I had the Texans winning, but I didn't think it was gonna blow them out like that. And I would say that they put up a 40 ball.
Yeah, shout out to Cooper Rush though.
I can't shout out the losing quarterback, bro.
Hey, dog.
I can shout out the two. Do it, Bryce Young, because Jay, damn right. Shout out.
Shout out to Bryce Young, dog. I'm just saying, people are gonna say Bryce Young is a bad quarterback, but it's like, dog, you can't watch a Panthers game and be like, how are they doing this without Bryce Young? I feel like if Bryce Young were to go to any other football team, he would be an above average quarterback.
I think so. I think the one thing they play good at home. They're a better home team than people would for. I would say that.
For sure.
But like I said, Bryce Young, he come and go sometimes. Like flashes of the good plays or a good trainer. You're like, yeah, I see why they picked him. And then you see another drive. You're like, what the hell is he doing? You know what I mean? But at the same time, the whole team around him, it's not like he's surrounded by a whole bunch of all-stars. Just Bryce Young is not he's not one of those quarterbacks that can put the whole team on his back. You know, he definitely needs the pieces around him.
Right.
You know, so that just goes to show how loaded that Alabama team was that he was quarterbacking for.
I mean, yeah, definitely. He's made some plays though. I definitely feel where you're coming from. Like as far as like him being an X factor or whatever, I definitely understand a lot of that. I feel like like you said, the fucking yes sir, a finance ride. You already know my dog Kayshawn Boutte, nigga, booty, nigga, Kayshawn Booty, nigga. But yeah, Bryce Young. As far as Bryce Young, I mean, yeah, the Panthers they aren't a star-studded team. You know what I'm saying? They aren't gonna blow your socks off, but I do feel like they have some decent offensive weapons as far as Lee Gett and Teteroa McMillan that you know what I'm saying they can at least support him. I know the offensive line, you know, it's a couple teams dealing with some bad offensive problems, but I feel like Bryce Young is definitely one of those guys that's stuck on a bad team, and him and Spencer Rattler are guys who I feel like get a lot of flack for playing on bad teams. I feel like also shout out to Spencer Rattler and the Saints. We also mentioned earlier, you know, Jackson Dart was coming off a win last week, and he also I think he was 26 of 40 today passing the football, and the Saints still got after it, got a W. So definitely shout out to them.
Turned the ball over 4 times.
Yep. And my dog Kool-Aid McKinstry got 2 picks. So you know what I'm saying. I mean,
shout out,
it's
I gotta
just
give to him. Gotta shout out my dog. I ain't say my dog, but I mean he definitely played a solid game in the losing contribution. But you know, I usually don't shout out losing people, but I gotta get a young boy some Dylan Gabriel and the Browns.
For sure.
Final drive, the game-winning drive to beat them. You know what I'm saying? Like that Browns defense definitely kept them in the game, and the Vikings was chasing them in the whole game. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I definitely took the under
here and there.
I definitely took the under for a lot of Brown stats. So I definitely didn't win anything today. You know what I'm saying? I didn't win any parlays. So definitely shout out to Dylan Gabriel. Do you think that this puts Shedeur Sanders even further on the bench?
Oh yeah. I mean, like I said, it was from what reports said, Stefanski never wanted him. I think that was an ownership move. So he's definitely probably not gonna get no burn. And then, like you say, the crazy thing about it is, like you say, you bench Flacco and put Flacco as the second string quarterback. That's crazy. I ain't never heard that before. I thought Flacco would automatically go to third, and then shoot the goal gets bumped up, moved up to second. But that don't seem to be the case. So here we are, about to be. This is week 5 we in right now. Got about 12 weeks left. It's just one of the things where they're gonna probably end up having to trade him because even. Like I said, Flacco's going to be going at the end of the season, more than likely. And I know Stefanski like Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel, he could either hesitate for him to get hurt and Flacco to get hurt for him to get on the field, possibly.
Yeah,
because
because I don't want to say obviously they're not. They obviously. I'm not gonna say it's not that they don't want to play him. Obviously, he's not doing what he has to be doing in practice, or there's something going on where they feel like he's not ready to see the field. So how I feel is just like if that's the case, like I feel like the Browns should come out and say what happened. They should come out and say, there was a front office disconnect. kind
they
of
ain't gonna never do
similar
that because they
to
gonna feel that's almost like throwing your front office under the bus. Or the front office had to come out and be like, yeah, Jimmy Haslam just had to come out and be like, yeah, I told him to draft him. That's what I want to do, but that ain't gonna happen. That's something Jerry do. That's a Jerry Jones move.
no, I
It's just
agree.
but sometimes also you got to think of it too from the ownership standpoint. It's also a business move, as far as you gonna make certain headlines, you're gonna make certain news just because of the guy that you got in the locker room. You're you're interviewing Sanders time. He giving you great sound bites, so that's one. Two, his jersey is selling great. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
so from that standpoint, he's definitely making them some money. I'll tell you that for a fact.
and
I think it's whack though.
I feel like even with because I mean every especially with a rookie quarterback, every week is week to week. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you talk about job stability. I mean, Dylan Gabriel can come out here and next week, especially depending on who he plays, and throw 3 picks. You know what I'm saying? I still feel like even
Mm-hmm.
if that was the case, they would probably still go back to Joe Flacco. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, for real, they're going. I take Stefanski's word. I think they said they're gonna have they kind of same out there and said that because think about it. Once you go young, man,
Yeah.
unless you the Carolina Panthers when they benched Bryce Young momentarily, then they went back to. But
Yeah.
I just never knew what the Browns were thinking in the first place, having 4 quarterbacks to begin with. So it was like you started a shit show before the season even started. So
Yeah.
that's what you got. Now it's sad though because the Browns got a number 1 defense in the league, got a good solid defense, and the offense just it's hit and miss. You don't know. You know what I mean? You don't know what you're gonna get out of it. I feel like they just wasting prime years on with Myles Garrett. I feel bad for Myles Garrett because he's a dog. He ain't gonna never get no ring. I tell you that for a fact. It's not happening.
Look, bro, I'm trying to figure out what lays to put in for this Buffalo game. Did you place any wagers tonight?
Man, I ain't doing no age. That should be pissing me off sometimes.
No, I feel you, dog.
You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you another surprising loss was the damn Chargers. They didn't let the Commanders come into the building. I understand Jaden Daniels is back, but he doesn't have all his weapons, and they still beat you very convincingly. And he just
And not
lost
only
last
that,
week
I
to the rookie
mean,
quarterback.
look at the loss they had last week.
That's what I'm saying. Like I was because I'm like, okay, 5-hour trip coming over from the West Coast, little jet game, understandable. But y'all back at home, basically, can put up damn near 30 piece on y'all. I don't even know what the final score was, but I know
Straight
that
up,
like
dog.
it was like 27-10.
Yeah, bro, you're not lying. My dog, Cowboy Mike, DJ Mike P, what's
No.
happening, gang?
Yo, what up, though? What up? How's everybody doing?
What up, Big Mike? Fish
Doing just
Fry
fine, my
Mike.
brother.
Bless.
So,
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing
Cowboy
good.
Mike, now
Romero,
that we
what's up,
got you,
though?
big
What up?
dog.
It's good. Oh, my bad.
No, I was just saying, now that we got you, big dog, you already know, man. Y'all faced off with Aaron Glenn and Justin Fields today. I mean, do you feel like this was a bounce back? Because Cowboy Mike, I'm not gonna lie, brother. Looking at the interface of the game, and I'm looking at the scoreboard that'll be at the bottom of the jump, and it's showing y'all a record, man. That 1-2-1 was just not pretty. Even sitting beside that 0-4 for the Jets.
I definitely respect that. I think that one is definitely going to come back to haunt them somewhere down the line, being that it's a conference game. Out of conference, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would be different if it was like against an AFC team.
Mhm.
I don't know if we lost Dallas, man. I don't know if he's still there or not, but um, I think what it did better just is almost if they was in the same, if it was like a division game as opposed to being against the Packers. It's gonna come back to haunt them. It's gonna come back to haunt one of the two teams, personally.
Because that
But
Packers tie, I mean, that John is just for the Atlanta. Because like I was saying, bro, it's like the Packers and like you said, it'd be different if it was like the Dolphins or some shit. But it's like a team that you're gonna have most likely see in the playoffs. And again, towards the end of the season, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? The Redskins could be coming on at the end of the year. Philly is going to be there at the end of the year. You don't know what kind of wins you're going to need to make the playoffs at the end of the year. And that tie could really fuck y'all up.
All right. That is a fact there.
Cowboy Mike, we got your back, brother. Bad, no, they're not that bad. They're worse.
Who do you see the Jets beating?
The Jets haven't beat anybody this year. They've had some close games. They got close to the Steelers. They got close to the Steelers. They got close to. Actually, I think the Cowboys game was like 33-27.
Yeah, they ended up coming back. But I think that was, what I'm saying, all the gas and was just like whatever.
Yeah.
That'd be something, and I think that's probably what was the issue with the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what happened. They took their foot off the gas. I told you that play when he dropped the football going into the end zone, that was the whole turning point. That was a momentum shift. That was the absolute.
Mike Service.
No, you good. Cowboy Mike, we still got you too? Yeah, no, it's all good. Goddamn, if that John messing up, you know what I'm saying? You already know we just picked that John back up. But yeah, so as far as as far as the Jets, I love seeing the Jets do bad. That's all I need to see in my life. As long as the Jets are trash, bro, that's good with me.
Yeah, I'm not losing any sleep over it. I'm getting twisted. Not losing no sleep. I love it personally.
Because and they also the Jets. I think I heard a stat that said the Jets are the first team in 40 years to go their first 5 games without turning the ball over on defense, without forcing a takeaway.
I'm not saying fair.
All right, their first game of the season was the Steelers, 34-32. Then they got smacked by the Bills, 30-10. Then they lost to the Buccaneers, 27-29 on a last-second field goal. Then they lost to the Then they lost to the Dolphins, 21-27, one-possession game. Then they lost 37-22 today. And then they got the Broncos next week, 9:30 game. So that sounds like a overseas game.
Yep.
So they're about to start off 0-5.
Who knows?
And then, but after that, 3 straight games of Panthers, Bengals, Browns.
I won't sleep on the Panthers.
Hey, I'm not sleeping at all. I'm just saying.
If they got to go to Carolina, man, he's saying they got to go to Carolina, and Carolina might be able to take them.
It's definitely at Carolina. They got at Carolina. They're going to be home against the Bengals, and they're going to be at Cleveland. All I'm saying is just they could easily they could easily start 0-10.
It's
because
could pretty much be out of playoff contention by Thanksgiving.
especially if Lamar keep missing games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It
and now
really
they
depends on
already
how you
got
look
5
at it. They could
losses.
mail it in.
I mean, they got 5 losses. The number 1 team right now is the Bills, which is undefeated. So, Bills, for starters, they taking on 5 losses.
Mm.
Right now, the Steelers got 2 losses. Browns have 3, 4 losses, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And the Browns got 4 losses, or was it 3? They might have 4. Yeah, the Browns. Browns are 104. Wait, what? Yeah, the Browns got 4 losses. So I mean,
Browns won the game.
obviously that Steelers having a good.
They did win a game.
Yeah,
They beat somebody.
Steelers. That's definitely the Steelers' division to lose. Yeah, they beat the Packers. They 1-4.
So Ravens, the only team the Ravens beat was the Browns.
I like.
They only got 1 win on it.
Yep. Yeah, they had the same record as the Browns.
And then their next games, they got Rams, Bears, Dolphins, Vikings, Browns. So
I tell you what, the beginning before the season started, you know, go out there week 1, about week 3. That's the crazy part.
it's just one of those years, man. I was saying that I was hoping that this would be the season that we can keep guys healthy and that we always win the war of attrition. But Malik Neighbors is hurt.
I ain't gonna lie to you, even if you know what, that probably was another reason that I didn't even think about that. I ain't another.
Yeah, Neighbors is hurt. Tyreek Hill is hurt. You know what I'm saying?
So it's gonna be real interesting.
They say that he might be released. Tyreek Hill might be cut.
Well, that's a dub. That actually just the way he lost to the Panthers today. Like, but then I'd be lucky if he finished the season out.
Dog. He probably could be. He probably could find himself without a job before the season is over. Because I think that injury might be a way for them to either get out of that bread or at least some of the bread. I don't know. I had to look that up. Affect his contract. Yes, Tyreek Hill's dislocated knee injury is expected to affect his contract and will likely lead to his release before the league year due to financial implications of his cap hit. The team would save money by releasing him, as none of his 2026 is guaranteed, and he will miss out on bonuses for the current season.
Oh yeah, he losing out on a lot of money. And like I said, he had got the injury so early in the season to where he ain't cracked none of them damn bonuses yet. So you listen now, you damn to say he only got paid for this year for the 4 weeks he just played, and that's probably about it. And he had a bad time to get an injury. Better with him anyway. Well, Ben, the thing about it, but he gonna be coming off a major surgery. Obviously, like nobody's gonna be willing to pay high dollar, even him being a free agent, because you just don't know what you're gonna get. You know what I mean? So he definitely had to be like on a 1 year veteran minimum type of salary. You know.
My bad. I was just doing some more reading, but yeah.
For the Chiefs,
go ahead.
For the Chiefs for a 1 year deal. See what you got. Got your Xavier Worthy, she right. So you got your big dogs already. So not like you would need him to come in there and be the number one guy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear you because I think KC said that they weren't even interested, which is interesting to say the least.
You know what? I think I did hear that too. Yes, I did.
They said that
Definitely not. Put it this way, it's a difference between interested in somebody as far as not trading for him, but being a free agent. But
yeah, at least you're gonna get something.
conversation.
Free agency, you just spending money.
Yeah, he coming off an injury like that. And not a lot of teams are gonna be willing to pay that high price because he just don't know what you're gonna get out of him.
Right.
That type of near injury and ligaments torn and stuff like that. Yeah, that's a serious injury. You might not even be ready to go. You know what I'm saying? That's literally just what we had in October. So.
Oh man, Tyreek Hill, definitely shout out to him, man. Speedy recovery with the injury. Another team, man. No, I want to talk about before we get off this, John. I want to talk about what's about to happen tonight, my brother. Yo. All right, so yeah, fellas, that was the goddamn Sunday smoke service. You already know, Styrofoam Ralph, this cups in the game. Oh, yep. Let me see if my man's come back real quick. The Sunday Night Anthem is presented by Geico. Get more with Geico. This has been the motherfucking Sunday smoke service. I'm Styrofoam Ralph, Cups and the Gang, live from the motherfucking hot box. You already know you can catch us every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there or be square. We are rolling the windows down. We are letting the smoke out. But above all else, fuck Aaron Rodgers. Fuck Rudy Gobert, a.k.a. Rudy Chamberlain. Fuck Kevin Durant. Last but not least, fuck Tyler Perry. Like I said, man, you can catch us every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We rolling the windows down. We letting the smoke out. Smoke with us now.